here with artist and photographer and cookbook author and generally awesome person, Erin Gleeson. She just came out with her third book, Forest Feast Gatherings. And she is going to walk us through one of the recipes featured in her book. And she recommends that this can be done for Thanksgiving, so just in time for the holidays.
Yeah, so we're going to start with the butternut squash hummus. It's sort of a fall twist on your traditional hummus dip, but it's a really fun thing to serve, I think, as everyone's in the kitchen. I know in my family we all get together on Thanksgiving Day and we're cooking, and we kind of like to have a snack. We might not have like a big lunch, but it's nice to sort of sample things as you're cooking. So this is an easy thing to make ahead. You could make it a couple days ahead and just have it on hand. So the first thing to do is to grab a butternut squash and slice it in half. Take the seeds out, and you just need 1/2 of the squash. And you can just lay it face down and roast it. And then scoop the flesh out and put it right into your food processor. Okay. Or if you want to save a little bit of time, like I did today, I just bought some of that pre-cut, pre-cubed butternut squash at the grocery store.
Nice.
And I roasted that on a cookie sheet.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna put that into the food processor. So I just used a little bit of olive oil, salt, and pepper when I roasted it.
How long does it typically take?
It takes about a half an hour at 425.
All right.
And then we're going to add 1 can of chickpeas. So one of the small cans, a 15-ounce can of chickpeas, or garbanzo beans, same thing.
Nice.
And then some olive oil.
Now that's usually what hummus is made of.
Right, yeah. The butternut squash is sort of the unusual twist that's colorful in fall and actually makes it a little bit creamier. So I think it's a fun addition. Nice. And then to give it a little bit of tang, we're just going to add some fresh lemon, 1 whole lemon. I'm going to squeeze it cut side up so that we don't get a lot of seeds in our...
Oh, that's helpful. I always get seeds and...
Yeah, you can also squeeze it into a bowl first if you want to sort of get the seeds out, but this is easy.
Nice. And how did you come up with the idea to choose a butternut?
I think it's just one of my favorite fall flavors. It's really easy to find. It's colorful, delicious. I really love the way a butternut squash tastes when it's roasted, and it gets, especially if you use a lot of olive oil. Ooh, it gets that sort of caramelized flavor that's delicious.
Yeah.
And we're also going to add a couple of spices, just really simple stuff that you can really kind of find anywhere. Okay. Just some paprika, some garlic powder. You could also use fresh garlic if you want, just mince it up really finely first. Okay. Again, just a time saver is the garlic powder.
Yes, that's always helpful.
Yeah, and a little salt and pepper. So just a couple pinches of each. And then once you have that in, we're going to add the top of the food processor. We're just going to blend it up until it's good and creamy. If it seems to be kind of sticking a little bit, you can always add a little bit more olive oil to get it going, or even a little bit of water, just to kind of get it creamier. And you can also taste test as you go. If it needs a little bit more salt and pepper, a little bit more garlic, you can sort of see how you like it. And, it can sort of be creamy or have little chunks. It's your preference to dip that, we would have with carrots or bell pepper or cucumber.
Yeah, I see you have the bell pepper here.
Yeah, I like to use really colorful bell peppers, red and orange and yellow. Nice. Kind of those, bring in those fall colors.
Yeah.
All right. That looks pretty good. And set that aside. And then we'll just stir it up a little bit. You can also use a blender to get it super, super creamy. I have a Vitamix also, and that creates a different consistency than the food processor. But I almost kind of like to have a little bit of the essence of the vegetables left in there. So super creamy or a little chunky, either way works great. So we're just gonna scoop this out and put it into a bowl.
Well, this is nice that you don't need the oven. So if you're making it on Thanksgiving, you don't need that, sacred oven space, right?
Exactly, exactly. And it's something that's sort of filling that you can have while you're cooking that doesn't, make you too full.
Right.
While you're saving up for that big feast.
Nice.
All right, when you've scooped most of it out into a bowl, I like to do a little swirl spread to even it out a little bit. Make almost like a little trench in the bowl.
Nice.
That's not only pretty, but can hold some olive oil.
Oh.
So a little drizzle of olive oil. And a little bit more paprika. And then sort of a fun, colorful fall twist, are pomegranate seeds, which we're going to sprinkle on the top. And they add a nice little colorful crunch.
Yeah, it's so festive.
And just pretty. Yeah. So that's our butternut squash hummus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And so are the pomegranates in the cookbook, or is that something you just...
This is a fun new twist.
Oh, nice.
Just for you.
Very cool.
So we're going to do another twist.
Okay.
There's another recipe in the book for hummus deviled eggs.
Okay.
And they usually have a little half of cherry tomato sliced on top.
Okay.
But this time I thought we'd sort of continue that pomegranate theme.
Oh, nice.
And also the colors, the orange and the red, they go so nicely together and they're so fall. And I thought we'd use this butternut hummus to make some deviled eggs.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to start by slicing a bunch of hard-boiled eggs that have already been peeled in half.
Nice.
And I did another time saver, and I bought these already hard-boiled and peeled, which you can get at most grocery stores, I found.
All right.
They're often in the refrigerated egg section.
Ah, that's good to know.
Yeah, it saves so much time, and I hate peeling them.
Yeah.
They always come out all ugly. So it's a big time saver if you can just buy several eggs already peeled. And then from here, we're just going to dump the yolks into the bowl. And we're going to set our little whites right here on the platter.
Okay.
So actually, do you want to help me?
Sure. All right.
And don't worry if there's a little bit of yolk still left in your white.
Okay. It's the good stuff.
Yep. And the thing I like about this recipe is that it doesn't have to be exact.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if you have a couple extra yolks in there, or you have extra large eggs or small eggs, or it just sort of is a very adaptable recipe.
Yeah, that's nice.
So sometimes I even take a few of the egg yolks out and just set them aside because you don't really need all of the yolks.
Okay.
So I'm just going to take about 2 eggs worth and set them out.
Okay.
And then we're going to add the classic deviled egg additions, or at least in my mind, which are mayonnaise and spicy mustard. And I love this because I feel like it's sort of like a nod to the 50s era of like entertaining and having people over and having a cocktail and a deviled egg.
There's always a platter of deviled eggs.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, around the holidays. It feels festive. So a little bit of this spicy mustard and a little bit of mayonnaise.
Is this a tradition for you to make deviled eggs?
Yes, I love deviled eggs, and I love them in every variation.
Nice.
Sometimes I add pesto. In my first book, I added avocado for guacamole deviled eggs, which is fun in the summer. But this feels a little bit more wintry hummus, and especially with the butternut, feels very fall. So then you can just take some scoops of your butternut hummus and just add it there. I'm going to leave out the pomegranate seeds because we'll add some of those later, but a couple of spoonfuls, and then we're just going to mash the whole thing together into a creamy consistency. The egg yolks bulk it up a little bit. And just really mash it a lot with a fork. You could also do this in the food processor or in a blender. But we're just trying to get rid of all of those lumps and combine it really, really well.
Yum.
Yeah, so this is where you can be creative, and I love, you know, like we're adding the pomegranate seeds and the butternut squash to the deviled eggs. I love this idea of sort of people being creative with my recipes and them just being, you know, a starting point. I love it when I see people tagging my recipes online with substitutions. And
Yeah, that's awesome.
sort of being creative. I think that's what cooking should be about.
Yeah. That's an approach that that really like comes out in your book and your blog.
Good. Yeah, that's really my goal, is just to get people cooking in the kitchen, starting with, you know, some fresh seasonal ingredients, fruits and vegetables, and then going from there.
Nice.
Yeah. So we can also add a little bit of our spices, salt and pepper and garlic and paprika.
Nice.
Little pinches of each. And again, you can sort of, you know, guesstimate it, and it doesn't have to be exact.
Nice.
Salt and pepper to taste. And once you have things looking pretty creamy here, you can just take a spoon and dollop inside each egg half. But another time saver is to use a big Ziploc bag. I've taken scissors and I've just trimmed the corner off one edge.
Like a pastry bag.
Like, yes, it's a makeshift pastry bag.
Nice.
If you want to hold it, and I'll just scoop our filling in.
Okay. Great.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay, I'll let you.
All right, then we're going to just sort of squeeze it towards that corner.
Okay. Ah,
And just start to pipe it into these little eggs here.
very cool. Nice and neat.
Yeah. Just a little squirt in each egg. And like I said in the book, my hummus deviled eggs have a little cherry tomato half on top of each one to add a little color. I'm often thinking about color when I'm cooking, because I think if the dish is colorful and pretty, it makes it just a little bit more fun to eat.
Yeah.
And fun to serve, especially when you're having guests over.
Nice.
All right, so we're looking good there.
Very cool.
So here is where you can also, you know, again, be creative. You could sprinkle it with chives, you could sprinkle it with paprika, salt and pepper. But I think we'll try some of those pomegranate seeds. Do you want to help me sprinkle a couple on?
Let's do that.
So let's do a couple on each, maybe 2 or 3 on each.
Never thought of this.
It'll add a fun sort of juicy crunch to each bite. And it just looks more festive, don't you think?
Yeah, totally. Looks very impressive.
Oh, good. That's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And healthy. There's good ingredients in here,
Yeah.
especially with that butternut squash.
Very nice.
And I think this would be a good thing to also serve on Thanksgiving Day when all the cooks are in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Sort of filling, but not too filling.
Yeah, tides you over.
Yeah, totally. Then we can add just a little bit of paprika to add a little bit more color.
Ooh.
Just a little sprinkle of red.
I feel like we have all the flavors here, kind of acidic and sweet, but tart and also creamy. It's
A
like,
little salt and pepper, or maybe just a little salt here.
nice.
There we go.
I love how you're just like playing with the food and you just make this beautiful creation.
And there we go. There's a great Thanksgiving appetizer, or anytime during the holidays, especially if you're having people over to your house. Fun with a cocktail. Good for lunch or dinner.
Perfect. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Oh, do we get to try one now?
Oh, let's do it. Yeah. Okay, dig in.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. I like the juicy crunch.
Me too. So good. It's a winner. I'm going to make some.
Okay, good.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. You can follow Palo Alto Weekly on Twitter at Palo Alto Weekly. And where can people find your work and recipes?
Yeah, so you can find my new book, The Forest Feast Gatherings, on my website, which is just theforestfeast.com. Okay. And all of my books are for sale there. And I also have a line of stationery products and a whole online shop. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thank you.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.